Welcome to Field Forward, the ultimate A to Z podcast for field operation professionals. In this podcast, we will explore the latest trends, strategies, and top tips for optimizing productivity and efficiency in industrial organizations. I'm your host, Cihat Kahraman, the CEO and co-founder of V-Site. And in this episode, we are having a very special guest, the sales CTO of Central Europe and Central Asia at Nokia, Ihsan Özcan, is with us. We will be exploring the role of telecommunication in Industry 4.0, discussing 5G and beyond, what's going to happen after 5G and industrial communications and much more. Again, joining us, special guest, Ihsan Özcan, Ihsan abi from Nokia. Welcome, Ihsan.
Thank you, Cihat. Thank you very much.
How are you? How's it going?
I feel better today. There's a very nice weather in Istanbul.
Very nice, very nice. I envy you. Okay, so for our guests, I know you very well, but for our guests, could you please share a bit about your background, your experience at Nokia?
All right. So thank you very much for the opportunity. My name is Ihsan Özcan. I am working in sales as a CTO. And I have been working in Nokia quite a long time, and the same company, but so different roles, like software engineer in early days, on-site support engineer, integration engineer, technical project manager, and then 7 years rotational in Belgium, in Antwerp. Always gray weather, light gray, mid gray, dark gray. That's the country. And then I miss my country a lot. I became homesick at the beginning of 2000. I landed Istanbul and I was about to kiss the ground almost. And then I have started to build up Turkish international engineering teams within the company. And the Turkish engineers are and were very successful. Every month, every year, we have got an extra request from other Nokia units from other countries. In some years and some months, we were hiring almost 70 engineers per month. So 70 countries we have served with these Turkish forces. The beauty of Turkish engineer, he never gives up until the problem is fixed, whether it's a weekend or after 5 p.m. The improvement point of Turkish engineer, the communication skills, that should be improved. That was the feedback we got from our partners. And then so many years, 10 years, I have been building up these teams, 30 teams, together with this potential of Turkish engineers. We have built up. And then I decided to join a CTO team because it was really interesting, promoting private 5G, 5G advanced, 6G for the industrial customers. That is the interesting part of it. We will talk about, I think, in the next questions.
Yes, absolutely. We will delve into it more and more. But it is very interesting. Like you have seen also the kitchen side of it, like from the software engineering part, from the demand part, etc. You worked with international teams, and now also leading all the 5G expansion there. That's amazing, actually. I think this also gives you a bit of more of an understanding what is going on the background, on the kitchen side, I guess. So that's a very special talent, I would say.
You are very kind. Thank you very much, Jeff.
Yeah. So, and of course, we're talking about 5G. There are a lot of buzzwords around, etc. But like regarding the Industry 4.0 and afterwards the digitalization of industrial organizations, what is Nokia's vision and how does Nokia plan to position itself, not only now, but for example, looking for next 5 years, next 10 years?
Yeah. When we talk about 5G, the key challenge there is a 5G monetization. Every telecom operator considers how I'm going to monetize if I build up 5G network, which is a little bit costly, of course, because we use there 3.4 gigahertz for the high capacity, 1 gigabit per second for the SIM card, and also 700 megahertz for the coverage reasons. When it comes to 5G monetization, one of the topic pops up is industrial factories and refineries, their need pops up. For instance, refineries, they put a request on the table towards the 3GPP, which is our standard body. They said, hey guys, if you can develop access technology with a low latency, we can get rid of heavy cabling of all those sensors. In one refinery, there are at least 10,000 sensors. So the 3GPP guys are in contact with the 5G AGIA non-standard body, 5G Automotive Association standard body. So they are collecting these requests from these industrial non-profit organizations, and they are developing features on the 5G, 5G Advanced, and 6G. So that's why the 1 millisecond latency came up with the 5G technology. Actually, that is the request of refineries and many other industrial partners. So suddenly, before consumers, first time ever, this didn't happen with the 2G, 3G, 4G, but with the 5G, first time ever, the industrial companies are the first client of 5G technology. So that's why Nokia noticed this trend, and right now it's number one with the 600 customers, industrial customers worldwide. Also in Turkey, Arçelik, Çayırova washing machine factory, that's the first customer using this technology. So to make it short, the industrial usage, getting a benefit from the 5G technology is key right now for the 5G monetization.
So I guess that is going to be the biggest question for not only Nokia but everyone in the 5G and also the network communication, like how to monetize it, how to make it with the numbers, because I guess also it is all about the new challenges when you apply the technology to the field. So I guess the problems arise from there, right?
Let me give an example of one use case to make it clear why this becomes really interesting. The other day, I have been giving presentation to shipyard in Turkey, and the shipyard technical people told me they give a guarantee for the shipyards, luxury shipyards, yachts, and etc. And these yachts, rich people go everywhere in the world, like Caribs and Maldives and everywhere. As soon as there is a small problem or medium-sized problem or big problem, they call back this shipyard, hey, fix the problem. And then they prepare visa, ticket, flight ticket, couple of days, send the guys over to the Maldives. Then I told them, hey, if you use a augmented reality solution with a remote expert use case, you can solve half of these type of problems without sending your guy to there. And they were very happy. And they asked me advice. Then I advised, of course, this side. Hey, talk with these guys, augmented reality with a remote expert. That's perfect. You see, They jump on it.
Amazing, amazing. No, really. By the way, I can relate. We have a customer that is 75% of the cases of the service guys are just like without any touch. It is very simple to solve. Either the cable is not connected, etc.
Yeah,
So very simple things, but 75% cut on all the service
yeah.
service level travels, etc. So
Like
that's amazing use
a
case. Yeah.
big gain,
Yeah,
really.
exactly, exactly. Cool. But overall, like we are talking about augmented reality, just like augmented reality, there are those buzzwords all around going on, like 5G, even 6G. Can you elaborate on why it is so significant? What is the impact of it on industries such as automation and efficiency? Like, why it is so important that like billions of dollars is just like going towards that communication problem? Why this is so important?
Yeah. Let me give you the basics. In any factory doing a serial production, like Arçelik, for instance, 19 seconds, they produce a washing machine for every 19 seconds. For the cars, for the trucks, everybody has his own KPIs. And to achieve these KPIs, you need automation to make sure these KPIs are executed. To run an automation, you need a network connection in every corner of your shop floor. No excuse, like water, like electricity. You need a network connection in every corner of your shop floor. To do so, mobile technologies are best in terms of coverage, in terms of handover, in terms of fixed use cases, mobile use cases, one technology for everything. Then you have an infrastructure with a mobile technology at your shop floor. You are sure about the coverage, capacity, and everything related with the network connection. Once you have a network connection, now your industrial engineers start thinking, hey, yes, I have an opinion to catch up certain level of effectiveness on this corner of this factory. Another engineer may think of another corner of the factories. There are many examples. I visited more than 58 Turkish large enterprises. In every factory, I hear the storyline. They have a pain points. It can be solved with this mobile technology. So that's why 3GPP gets this type of inputs from Raffinery Group, non-standard body of Raffinery Groups, automotive industry, non-standard of automotive industry members. They get the request from the connected industries, factories, and they give this task to standards, and the standards are implemented by thousands of R&D engineers of Nokia, for instance. Yeah. For instance, let's say 5G Advance. After 5G, there is going to be 5.5G or 5G Advance, which is coming, release 18, expected in at the end of next year. The
Mhm.
standards will be free.
So it is not going to be 6G, but it's going to be 5.5G, right?
Yes, yes, correct.
Okay.
Like the early days 4.5G, if you remember. Yeah. So with that release, it's amazing. You don't need a POSI asset tracking third party solutions anymore. As soon as you insert SIM card or eSIM to the object, you have an asset tracking with a 10 centimeter accuracy indoor outdoor. Look at the beauty of technology. You don't need any extra third party company coming
Amazing.
over there
Amazing.
building up such a system. You have one infrastructure, mobile technology, that provides you handover for the AGVs, fixed use cases like video analytics, or asset tracking with a 10 centimeter accuracy indoor outdoor, with the same technology. That's why I call it, it's an infrastructure item like water and electricity. Yeah. So those are the things really make me excited, and that's why I really work on this topic with a lot of emotion.
Amazing. I mean, everyone is talking about the speed of the 5G, the speed that will come with the 5G. But I believe that the main impact is not going to be only about speed, but it's also making everyone, every corner and shop floor connected and accessible, and also enabling them
Also
for
low
the
latency.
asset tracking, etc.
Yeah, low latency.
Plus with the low latency.
Low,
Exactly. So it's not
today,
only about the speed.
today I was in visiting AGV vendor company in Sakarya. This morning I was there. They were talking about PLCs and the speed of the PLCs. They are talking about milliseconds. If there are, let's say, 10 milliseconds latency, there is a problem, and they build up another set of PLCs near to the machine with a lot of cabling. But with this 5G, they don't need such a huge cabling. They can locate PLC in their data center, kind of soft PLC, one PLC for all the sensor and machine control at the shop floor with the 5G. That's the dream. That's a very interesting dream. Otherwise, after 10 years, 20 years, at your shop floor, there are many different type of PLCs, maybe old PLCs, new PLCs. How are you going to maintain them? Yeah, you see?
Yeah. Very interesting. Very interesting. And like overall, when you're thinking about this process, when do you anticipate that like the 5G is going to be widely available in industrial organizations? When it's going to happen? And
Very good
plus
question.
after 5G.
Very good question. In our country, we expect the 5G might be released for our Turkish industry next year. There are some statements from our regulation body, from minister, that can be available next year, within next year. I hope it can. If we look at the Europe, for instance, German, they have allowed already last year, and today there are 341 factories. They have already 5G within their factory. Porsche, Audi, Mercedes, airport, university campus, name it, ports, so many different kind of industrial area, they jump on it. If you look at UK, it's 700. So it is coming. This technology is really coming to the industrial areas. Also, new features are under the development, like 10 centimeter accuracy. Also, support with the 5G advance for augmented reality, virtual reality. There is going to be special features for it. You need to pay attention for them, because if you have a product trying to sell to industries and factories, you need to look at what is coming with the 5G, 5G advanced, 6G. 6G is not far. 6G is at 2030. Yeah. 7 years
My
later.
next my
Yeah.
next question would be that actually, like what is next?
Yeah.
What is next after 5G? So you're talking about 2030s, like which is going to happen in 6 7 years, as far as I
Yeah.
understand, which
Yeah.
is going to be. And what is going to be the difference between 6G and 5G? What is the difference there?
Uh, uh, when you talk about 6G, you need to keep in your mind the following things. One is cobots, not the robots, cobots. Second, haptic, tactile applications. Third, holographic meetings. Let me open them one by one. Uh, from your point of view, let's say, we cite augmented reality. So that's why I say you need to pay attention what is coming. With the 6G, you need to introduce haptic feature to your product. because augmented reality this time will be together with a haptic feature. So let's say in your factory in Turkey, there is a problem at the machine, and the expert lives in Munich, Germany. Today, what you are doing, you build up augmented reality sessions. Whatever technician sees on site from his cell phone camera, the expert from the Munich, he sees the same thing. And then the expert starts drawing. Hey, right corner of machine, that is the thing you need to take out the cable. Yeah? Or show the guy, or show the documentation. These are the things you can do today. With the 6G, the expert from the Munich may ask the technician on site in Turkey, he may ask to him, can you touch the machine? And then if the machine is so hot, he will feel it in Munich. You get the point.
Interesting. Okay.
You need to carry out the touching emotion to the Munich. Yeah.
So we're talking about like literally being there, just like
Yes.
literally, just like being there. So right now we are talking
Exactly.
about virtually being on site.
Yeah.
But then I think we'll talk about like literally being there by
Yeah.
not being there literally.
Yeah, exactly.
Interesting.
So another feature is that holographic meetings. So if I use any perfume myself, today we do this meeting video remotely, still remotely, but with a holographic solution, our image, real image, will be in the same meeting room, you and me, same meeting room, with our perfumes. If we handshake each other, we feel it.
When I talk about those to my developers that we will integrate those, they will go crazy. Literally, they will go crazy about that.
But you will be first. Yeah.
Of course.
You will be first to beat the
Absolutely, we
competition.
will be.
Yeah.
Absolutely,
So
we will be the first runner.
the
Absolutely.
last thing is about cobot. What is the difference with robot? Cobot, if you call something cobot, it means that you have a symbiotic relationship with that robot. Meaning that symbiotic relationship, you use this robot every day in your daily life. Either he makes you massage, or drive your car, or your car is your cobot. There is no drive wheel anymore. It's empty. You can work in your car while driving. So no driver seat anymore. Nothing. To do so, you need a high-speed network. You need to equip your car with a lot of sensors, like human being, to understand what's going on around. Plus, you need to transfer this data to nearest location. That's why with the 6G, we talk about 100 nanosecond, Jihad. With the 5G, we talk about 1 millisecond. But with 6G, 100 nanosecond.
Incredible. Just incredible.
You see the point.
Yeah, absolutely. No, this is amazing. I think I'm so excited to see what is next to come actually. So me personally, I'm so excited. So very interesting point. But every technology comes with a cost, and like we're talking about the 5G, you mentioned already that in Europe, a lot of large organizations already they have the 5G already assembled in their infrastructure. And what about small and medium sizes? Like, is it something affordable, or shall we wait a little bit more for them to have this technology? Because I believe that for every economy, and especially in Europe, also in Turkey, also small and medium size is the locomotive of the economy of the industry. And when this is gonna be affordable for them?
there is a solution for it. For the large enterprises, we talk about private dedicated 5G network dedicated to that large enterprises. Nobody else is using those base stations. It is dedicated to him. But when we talk about small to medium sized companies, we talk about Jihad slicing. One of the big feature of 5G slicing together with a low latency. Slicing means that operators, Turkish Telecom, Turkcell, Vodafone, they are supposed to have their 5G core in their data center. They are investing their 5G base station all over the country, and they give a slice to the small company from this existing infrastructure. That's why it is affordable, because small company cannot invest such a base station, 5G core servers, everything himself. So that,
Exactly,
yeah,
exactly.
you see the point, I guess, right?
Okay, okay, okay. I see. Very interesting.
Slicing.
Very interesting.
That is
So
that is the keyword.
if there is the solution, the slicing is the solution. Yeah. Okay. Like
Yeah,
that makes a lot of sense. That make a lot of sense because on especially like SMB level, I think that is the most important problem. Like the
correct.
investments shouldn't be big. I mean, and the technology should also obviously help them. And as I said, I
Second,
mean that is the
yeah,
locomotive.
second thought I already offered, which is, in our country there are 370 OSPs, industrial zones. Every industrial zone, they have their own authority, they have their own budget, and they can take a decision themselves for their 400 small to medium sized factories around in that industrial area. So
Makes a lot of sense.
they can take a decision, they can pay the cost to build up such a dedicated network, this time not for company basis, this time for industrial area basis. Yeah,
So like
that is the second
covering
thought.
everywhere inside
Yes,
that organization or
correct.
area makes sense.
Yeah,
Makes a lot of sense.
yeah,
Yeah, that would be very cost effective actually for them. Okay, very
yeah.
interesting. Very interesting. Okay, so everything seemed very very positive, and I just wanna like end our conversation with the last question, which would be what do you see as the most important challenge right now in the 5G and beyond? Like what could be the road stopper? What could be
Very good
the
question.
most challenging problem? And plus, also, if you can also mention how do you consider like next 5-10 years and where the Nokia will fit into this vision. How do you see that next 5 years? That is also going to be a connected question to that, actually.
Okay, okay. Let me answer first one. What are the challenges? The First of all, the cost of this 5G network, either private or slicing, because if you go slicing option, then the operator should bear this cost for countrywide. Yeah. But on the other hand, 83 countries, 153, I guess, 5G operators, they have already deployed 5G, starting from the crowded places. Yeah. Second challenge is user devices, Jihad, not smartphones. I'm not talking about smartphones. Smartphones anyway will be upgraded to 5G. But once we talk about industrial customers, within their factory, the user devices of availability of 5G user devices will be key. For instance, as I said this morning, I visited AGV vendor company, local company, and I kindly advised them, hey, you have a hardware engineer anyway. Why don't you buy 5G chipset module, not a 5G router, chipset module, insert and modify it inside of your AGV. Otherwise, you need to sell your EGV with a 5G router on top of it. So that's why the key challenge, the availability of 5G industrial user devices. It is improving, but right now these two things are the key challenges, cost and the availability of 5G end user industrial devices. For the next 5 to 10 years, according to my opinion, the industry will understand the beauty of this technology. If you are supposed to produce one washing machine per 19 seconds or a car for 2 minutes. I was in Germany last week and I learned that Bosch Stuttgart refrigerator company factory, they produce refrigerators 10,000 per day. So they need a reliable network connection technology like electricity, like water. It's an infrastructure item. So as I gave an example from Germany, in Germany nobody discuss about whether I should have a 5G or not. They buy it because it is crucial for them to make automation smooth, productiveness, effectiveness. Automation works everywhere, so they buy it. So that's why I visit as much as I can the Turkish large enterprises, also the industrial non-profit organizations, also promoting Next Digital Factory in Ataşehir. It's a world-class digital factory where there is many private 5G use cases already implemented. Everybody should see it, how it is done, and what is the effectiveness, productiveness in Next Digital Factory in Istanbul, Ataşehir. It's not in UK, it's not in Germany, it's here. It's only here. Just allocating the time and seeing the guys, what they achieved so far. So thank you very much for the opportunity, Jihad.
Thank you very much, Ihsan abi. It was a pleasure actually for me to have you here. I enjoyed a lot our weekly calls. Definitely, I'll call you next week also to just enjoy this conversation.
More than welcome. More than welcome.
But really, again, thank you very much for your time. I know you have a very tight schedule, and thanks a lot for sharing your insights.
My pleasure.
Also about 5G and after. That was very insightful for me also, and I'm sure that for the audience too, it's going to be very good. Thanks a lot. It has been very enlightening conversation.
Have a nice day.
Thank you very much, and to our listeners, thank you for tuning in for this episode. We are very happy to have you here. Stay tuned for the very exciting discussions on this topic and the next topics in the coming weeks. And if you have any question, please record it from the link below, and we will definitely include this in our next episode. And plus, we would love to have your feedback. Leave us a comment. We will appreciate that your input also.
Best regards to everybody.
Thanks a lot. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.
Bye.